Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and I'm going to talk about this new radio I got, the TIVDIO model V-115. And we're going to zoom in here a little bit, and then we'll zoom in some more in a few minutes. So I got this radio yesterday, and it's, as I mentioned in the previous video, it's $17. Free shipping from, I thought it was from China, but I think it was from a dealer in New Jersey. So I got it in just a couple of days instead of a month or 6 weeks like normally shipment from China. So I'm pretty excited about this. And we're going to do a report card. Boy, gotta go see that speech therapist. We gotta do a report card on this radio. We gotta do? Did I say gotta do? We're going to do. Oh boy. It's okay. Anyway. So I have only used this for about 20 minutes. But I was so excited about it, I thought I'm gonna go ahead and do a video. It might be a little long because I probably stumble a few times like I did in the recording I started to do about 15, or the recording I did about 15 minutes ago. Probably had to just give up. I was so lost. So some of the items on this report card are filled out. And we're going to do it right now. Here we go. Okay, first item, and don't look at this. The first item is look and feel of the radio. Covered up. The radio looks pretty good. Let me zoom in here for you. I really need a cameraman. I keep forgetting to do things. But here's what it looks and feels like. Well, here's what it looks like. You can't feel it. Only I can feel it. Pretty good. The joints and everything nice and clean. The printing is nice and clean and everything. Looks pretty good. Feels pretty good in your hand. It's pretty small. You know, there it is. And it does a lot of things for this small radio. So I'm going to give it a look and feel of an A. But there's one thing I found that I'm going to talk about later that may steer me towards a B. We'll see. Okay, so look and feel, it gets an A. The next thing is readability of the display. Big numbers. Now, this is small radio. It's a small display. It's the width is about 2 inches. The height's about an inch. So it's about 1 by 2 inches. Big numbers for the frequency. Bunch of icons are a little smaller. It has a backlight. I think if you press any key, the backlight comes on. Yes, it does. And it stays on for 10 to 15 seconds. Now, it does have an option that you can have the display stay on all the time. Now, of course, that's going to drain your battery. The display is not backlit. It's lit by two blue LEDs here at the bottom. But it does a pretty good job, as you can see. Now, I got lots of lights on now in here on, but it's still doing a great job. And like I say, the numbers are real easy to read. Nice display. I gave it a B before, and I'm trying to think of why I gave it a B before. Oh, I know why I gave it a B before. Because the way it's lit is it's side lit, in this case bottom lit. It's not a backlight. So that, I knocked it down 1 letter. So for readability, I gave it a B. And I'm giving it a B again. Power options. That has to deal with what they give you as far as power options. Do they give you an adapter? No. It's only $17. Not surprising. It is charged with a USB cable. They just give you the cable, that's it. It has, let me turn it off, play it safe, bye-bye, it says, it's kind of cute. It has a cell phone battery. one of these rectangular flat cell phone batteries. These are quite common. They're very easy to get, but if you're on a trip or you're at a park or on a field trip or something, this guy gets drained. Is no easy way to replace it, like as if you had AAA batteries. You could run down to any drugstore or anything and get AAA batteries. You can carry a spare. So if you're concerned about that because you know you're going to be away from any way to charge it, then charge up a spare, charge it up, and you'll be safe. Not a big deal, but a minor deal. You cannot play or use the radio while it's on the USB adapter. It turns the radio off. Matter of fact, I'll show you right now. You're supposed to turn it off before you do this, so I'm going to leave it off. Okay, so you get the welcome, and then it doesn't go into radio mode or any other mode. It goes into this battery charging mode, which shows you the status of the battery. If you try to turn it on, it does not turn on. So that's a negative. You cannot use this on either USB or USB with a USB adapter to an AC. You have to unplug this thing to use the radio or the MP3 player. Then it comes on. There it is. So I gave it, and I'm giving it again, a C for those missing capabilities. Now, keep in mind, this is only $17 on eBay, $27 on Amazon. Tuning. Okay, there's where I got bogged down before, is tuning. What happened was, this has numerous tuning modes. I had used the, I'll call it search and store mode, where it scans the bands, it finds a strong signal, be it noise or a real station. It will store it in memory and then go on, and then once it gets through all the bands, it stops, and then it's in the mode, this memory mode, so that you can go through those frequencies that it found. I couldn't get it out of that mode, and I was punching keys right and left. I'm not sure how I got out of it. It's a combination of, some combination or long pushing one of these buttons to get out of that mode. So it's out of that mode now. So what I was trying to illustrate is you can use these three buttons down here. See if I can show them to you. To tune with. This is how you tune. There's no tuning dial or knob or anything on the side. There's no knobs on the side. Everything is done from the front. Volume is here. That's done from this like rocker switch. And then the tuning is done here. So there's how you tune. And it's tuning at 5 kilohertz. 5 kilohertz increments. So you can't fine tune it. Of course, it doesn't have single sideband, so you don't really need to have a finer tuning than that. And you don't get it. Again, consider the price. So that's one way to tune it. Now, one positive way for a $17 radio is it has direct tuning. Now, there's two models. One that looks identical to this, except it doesn't have all these buttons. It doesn't have all these numeric buttons. So you can't direct tune it. This one you can direct tune. So we're going to give it a try right here. And we're going to type in 5 megahertz. Oh, I hit 9s. I do that every time. 5, 0, 0, 0. And I forgot the button you hit for. There it is. It hit the menu button. So there it is. It's tuned to 5 megahertz directly. And so when it scans, I believe it's only scanning the international broadcast bands, and that's stated in the manual here that it invokes the meter waves, meter bands, I think it's what they're trying to say, 60, 49, and so on. So when you push the shortwave button here, here's the AM, FM button, here's the shortwave button. When you push that, it goes into a meter band, and you keep pushing it, and you can go through the various international broadcast meter bands. But it appears I can direct tune outside of those bands. So I got the 5 megahertz. I'm pretty sure that's not in the international broadcast band. Let me just try something I know is not. Let's try, even though I won't be able to receive anything properly because it doesn't have single sideband, let's just try the amateur radio band. Nope, that didn't work. So maybe 5 megahertz is within an international broadcast band. I don't remember the international broadcast bands. Sorry, I can barely remember what I had for breakfast. So anyway, I'll have to do some more testing about that and see if it will tune outside of those international broadcast bands. Let me try something I know is outside. 14 megahertz. That's another amateur band. And I keep hitting 9s. Dadgummit. I keep hitting the 9 instead of the 0. Okay. 14. 1, 2, 3. There is a button you can hit so it accepts it. I can't remember what it is. Okay, it did tune 14 megahertz. So I'll have to do some more investigation about the tuning and what it can tune. So right now, I'm going to give it. Now, I was thinking about knocking it down to a B because it has no fine tuning or tuning knob. But typically on the radios in this price range, if they do, it's kind of sketchy. So I'm not going to knock it down for that reason. I'd rather have to go through this route than to have a sketchy little knob here that jumps and, it's frustrating. So yeah, I'm going to give it a A. Maybe later on after I've used it a while, I'll give it a B. Audio quality. Now, I have to be a little careful here. What I will do is I will get my, or try to find my little TF card that has my free audio files. I say free. I can play them on my shows without any copyright violations. So I need to do that. I need to find it. I left it in some other radio that has that capability, so I couldn't find it right away. So I'm gonna put that off a little bit because I want to let you, even though my camera and microphone may not do a good job, I want you to hear the radio, but I don't want to play copyrighted material on it in the FM band. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hold off on that. Special features. Special feature is obvious one is the MP3 player, and it's supposed to be an MP3 recorder. So again, I'm going to hold off on that because I need that TF card. I got to find that TF card. Maybe I have to buy another one. It's amazing how many things I lose. So right now, this radio is doing pretty good. We got an A, which counteracts a C to a B, and another A. It's getting about a B plus. So I think it's going to be a pretty good radio. Let me see if I dare. I'm going to go to AM, because there's a lot of talk radio, and it'll give you a little idea. That's FM, AM, and let me, I'm looking for a volume knob on the side. What a dummy. I'll turn the volume up.
You know, there was a book that came out years ago. It was entitled "Worship is a Verb."
And let me,
That's so true. Worship
let me tune up.
is
Let me to a little stronger station. Oops, I went past it.
Excellent job.
Okay, I'm getting noise.
David Ross from the World Series Chicago.
Doesn't surprise me.
Here at ESPN, and Rashad Jennings, a free agent running back who was with the Giants.
Like I say, I'm getting noise on AM, which doesn't surprise me because all the electronics is on in my workshop here. That's why I would have preferred FM. Now, one thing I could try is I can try FM in the lower bands, which has quite a bit of talk radio. Let me turn the volume down so I don't blast any commercial music. Let's direct tune to, I think, 88.9. 88.9. Now, what is that button that I keep forgetting what button you push to get it to store, to accept. Oh well, I'll get back to that later. Okay, we're on 88.9 if that's the right frequency. And we'll extend the antenna here. I guess it's not. Let's go up. Okay, maybe it's 89.3. Now it does mute when you tune. And turn the volume back up. That's not it either. Okay. Although, see, as soon as I hit that button, the radio goes into mute. So it mutes while it tunes. Okay, turn the volume back up. I'm off frequency here. There we go. There's 89.7.
And in the next few weeks, we'll be talking with people just like you about your healthcare experiences. Our goal is to help others through your
Full
stories,
volume.
both good and bad, about healthcare billing. Please be sure to contact us. To share your story, email us at pricecheck@wusf.org.
This is Morning Edition from NPR News. I'm Rachel Martin.
And I'm David Green. We are following news out of the United Kingdom this morning.
Okay, I was at full volume. I'm quite a ways from my microphone, and it was not distorting. Now that was audio only, so we'll see when I get some music on the TF card how the audio is. But it sounds pretty clear, so I think it's going to be pretty good. And I could feel this thing booming from the audio that I was playing. So that's about it. A quick scan of the radio and features. We will go back and do some of these other things when I get set up a little better, including a separate show on reception testing. Now, keeping in mind that, as I mentioned before, shortwave and AM reception is going to be terrible here in my workshop. So I may have to do a remote show away from these electronics, either outside in my backyard or in a park. It doesn't have a external antenna jack, so just clipping an external antenna to this telescopic antenna may not be too good either, because the antenna is still going to be this long and receive the ambient RF noise in my workshop. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Right now, I'm pretty amazed at this little radio for the price. we're going to see, especially if I do a field test of shortwave, how well it does on shortwave. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.